Hello, this is Skylit Lake reading Gratuitous Microwaves by Quackselect. Chapter 1 Bad Explanations of Stockpile. Admittedly, clench your butt cheeks and yell "Smash" wasn't a very good advice. It's weird. Normally Toshinori is much more eloquent than that. But One for All strengthens in power with every transfer. Katsuki accosts Deku after a disastrous battle trial. Look, the truth is, you know how you can give things to people? Well, someone gave me this microwave and it's the quirk I'm using to microwave my bones. What? Deku runs away instead of responding. Well, Katsuki was going to be angry, but now he's just confused and concerned. The egg in the microwave metaphor seems to resonate a bit better with young Midoriya, although Toshinori isn't exactly sure why a microwave was the first thing he thought of. Whatever works. Are you All Might's secret love child? Todoroki, my quirk is All Might's microwave. I don't quite know how to use it yet, but even so, I'm giving it my all. What? I mean, not All Might's microwave, but it's similar. It's irradiating my muscles and shattering my bones, but I don't care. I'm still moving forward. I'm going to become a hero, Todoroki. Shoto isn't really sure what Midoriya was trying to tell him. Was he implying that he needs a new microwave? Either way, Shoto will win their upcoming match. After the sports festival, Shoto is so grateful that he goes and buys Midoriya a microwave. Midoriya will surely like this gift. It's also thematic, representing the heat of his fireside, which Shoto has now learned to accept. Truly, a heartfelt gesture. When Izuku is at Gran Torino's, he finally understands. His quirk needs to be evenly distributed equally around his body in order not to break his bones. He tries to explain this to Gran Torino. This whole time, I've just been sticking my arms inside the microwave, when I really need to crawl all the way inside with my whole body. The pro doesn't seem to get it. He doesn't really need to anyways. When Izuku goes to get support gear for his quirk, he meets Hatsume, who's her own brand of crazy. Luckily, it meshes with Izuku's brand of crazy pretty well. So, how does your quirk work? Well, it's sort of like a microwave with my bones inside. I can't microwave them too much or they'll break. But if I microwave them on a lower power, I get really strong. Okay, Hatsume gets to work drafting up plans immediately. Izuku is glad someone understands his metaphor at least. Katsuki can't understand a word the nerd is saying. Look, the day of the entrance exam, All Might gave me a microwave. Then my limbs were like an egg. All Might also shows up. Boys, you can't be out past curfew. All Might, do you have any idea what the fuck Deku is saying? Kachan, I am the egg, and after the Sudge villain incident, All Might decided I was a kitchen, the perfect place for a microwave. It's true, my boy. All Might nods. It turns out both the fuckers are crazy, and All Might is just enabling him. In the aftermath of the Shiai Hazaki raid, they ask him what happened so that he was able to use One for All without breaking his bones. Well, you see, I'm an egg, and I explode, and I put the microwave on high power, so that Eri's unmicrowaving power wouldn't kill me, and the microwave also wouldn't kill me. Aizawa cuts in. Okay, this isn't working. What does Ares' power do exactly? Oh, Her power is called Rewind. It returns things to a previous state. It can remove things from existence if she sends them back far enough. So I'm glad I was able to stop that from happening to me. The detectives give him a strange look, but move on. Katsuki finally catches Deku's losers without Deku around. I need your help. Something's fucking wrong with Deku. Oh, the great Bakugo Katsuki asking for help? What's going on? Shut up, brown face. This is serious. He won't stop fucking talking about the fucking microwaves and shit. What? Midoriya never said anything like that to me. Four Eyes states. Frog Chick and Round Face nod and agree. Oh, I thought he was really passionate about microwaves. Icy Hot chimes in. Who the fuck is passionate about microwaves? Icy Hot shrugs. Whatever, the point is, I'm not tolerating this bullshit, and he actually likes you idiots, so I'm going to need your fucking help. I don't know, Bakugo. Maybe if you said the magic word? Fucking die, round face! Katsuki stomps away before immediately stomping back. Fine, he huffs. Uraka, please. They look at each other. This must be serious, Kero. Somehow, in these past months, Izuku's gotten really good at decoding convoluted methods of communication, like messages written in cheese on his balcony. He understands exactly what Aoyama is saying, and though he is not exactly the kindred spirit Aoyama sees, he will gladly step up to the plate and support his classmates through the upheaval. To show that he understands, Izuku returns a message in cheese on Aoyama's balcony. The next morning, Aoyama gives Izuku a hug out of the blue. Izuku understands. They have a special bond forged in cheese under the cover of darkness, after all. Izuku decides to finally tell his close friends about One for All, because he can't leave them in the dark forever. So you see, there were two brothers, and then the older brother gave the younger brother a microwave, which is the one I have. But the microwave wasn't quite the same microwave that I have, because the younger brother has some spare parts which were added to it, and then the younger brother gave it to his boyfriend, or at least I think it was his boyfriend. I'm not really sure how else the DNA thing would work. His friends look dazed. I'm starting to get what Bakugo is saying, Uraka whispers. Todoroki slurps his iced tea. After the nerd left on a goddamn vigilante quest, or whatever the hell he's up to, leaving complicated nonsensical letters for all his classmates, Katsuki knew that was the last straw. When the class tracks him down after weeks of no communication, Katsuki immediately tackles him so he can't get away. This is a fucking intervention! Deku stares back with determination. Let me go, Kachan. I need to do this to keep the people safe, to keep all of you safe. No, you fucking don't. You're coming back, you nerd, and then you're going to fucking therapy for whatever the hell's going on in your brain. I don't care what you tell them about me. You're gonna talk about it and get help. Got it? Kachan, I can't. You know what they say, a great microwave comes with great responsibility. I can't put you in danger. You wrote the letter. And I had no fucking idea what it said. Kachan shakes Deku a little, just to get the point across. Aoyama, who was watching with their classmates, suddenly pipes in. No, not me. I understood the letter. What? Everyone turns to Aoyama. This whole time, you got that fucking crap? Katsuki growls. Then fucking explain. The story Aoyama tells them is of two brothers and a transferable quirk. By the end of it, everyone is shocked by the new revelations about their classmates. See? That's what I was saying. Deku struggles to get free. No, the fuck that wasn't. You're still going to fucking therapy. How the fuck can this eye-straining bastard explain better than fucking you? Japanese isn't his first fucking language. They drag Deku back to UA, where he can get the help he definitely needs. Sparkles speaks to Deku in soothing riddles all the way back. At some point, he starts speaking in French. Deku doesn't notice. Incidentally, at the same time, the Vestiges figure out how to turn their powers onto All For One and Tomorrow to make them speak in riddles. The Paranormal Liberation Front quickly falls due to their communication failures. Chapter 2 Vigilante Microwave. Official training with Gran Torino is over for the day, but Izuku is no closer to getting control of One For All. Izuku thinks he's onto something with the microwave metaphor, but something just not clicking. That's why he's here, sitting in front of a microwave, hoping it'll give him answers. Okay, so maybe I just need to take a look inside? He pulls open the door. Nothing there. Well, when I use my quirk, it's sort of like I'm microwaving my limbs? He sticks his hand inside the microwave. If I imagine the microwave as One For All, and my arm is inside, then nothing. Why did I even think this would help? Izuku despairs. He must be doing something wrong. What he doesn't think about is the fact he just put his DNA in the microwave, and he just imagined the quirk being in the microwave. Suddenly the microwave begins to emit smoke, blanketing the ground. Electricity crackles over its surface. It floats up, levitating out of reach. The glass doors flicker with ghostly reflections, and black tendrils emerge from the sides of it. Izuku gapes at this new development. Just as quickly as it happened, the microwave disappears as though it was never there at all. Weird. It must have malfunctioned. Izuku wrinkled his brow. Wait a minute. I know what I've been doing wrong. Izuku figures out his new ability. He calls it full cowling, and completely forgets about the vengeful spirits he has loosened upon the world. In the void, a chorus of voices are talking over one another. I'll be honest, this is not what I expected 10th to be like. What the hell? Can we go back? We should try it at least. No, wait. The Vestiges quiet and turn to first. 2 words. Vigilante, microwave. You convinced me. Second nods. 6 snickers. All For One's greatest enemy, a microwave. How would that even work? 7th questions. You already saw we have access to our quirks. We fight All For One, or maybe his protege, whichever one comes within punching distance. First explains. 7th considers, then nods. What about 9th? Asks 5th. He'll be fine. Probably. Probably? It's not like he needs us in order to use the quirk. He'd probably be grateful to know that we no longer haunt him, muses 3rd. Exactly what he said. 4th adds in. Anyway, we can check in on him if we need to. With all the Vestiges in agreement, they start planning. Toshinori, I don't mean to be insulting, but I have to ask, is your protege a vigilante? What? No! Yeah, I figured. Talk to you later. Naomasa hangs up and sighs. This new vigilante had been giving him a headache since their debut about a week ago. They're ruthlessly efficient, stopping dozens of crimes per night, and yet nobody has gotten a clear look at them. All they see is fog and green light, like some kind of ghost. Now Masa felt he should ask because of the green light, but he didn't really think Toshinori's boy had the time or energy to do this. Not while he was still participating in hero training. Unfortunately, they've run out of leads. Suddenly, he gets an alert. The vigilante has struck again. He rushes out of the station, hoping he won't be too late. "We got that guy good. Quick, let's tie him up before we leave," Fifth cackles. "Weren't we supposed to be fighting Awful One? What happened to that?" asks Six. "We will," responds First, "when we find him. He is not exactly announcing his presence. If we keep going long enough, we'll eventually find a League member to follow back to him. Don't worry about that right now. We should enjoy ourselves. We're 8 ghosts with all the freedom in the world," Fifth interjects. "Wait a minute," says Seventh. 8. There's only 7 of us. We refer to 8th's vestige as a half-ghost, and with 9th there are 2 of them, explains 4th. No, you're right, the 2 half-ghosts combined. 5th points at the 8th ghost, and the rest turn and look varying degrees of shock. "Hello?" 8.5 waves. The sound of yelling filters in from the outside of the void. Never mind. Whatever is happening there... "Wait, the cops are here! Scatter!" shouts Second, who uses his quirk to accelerate them away. 7th sends them flying in a different direction, so they're slow to escape. Now Mercer actually did get a look at the culprit this time, and that's one hell of a mutation quirk. It is a mutation quirk. Now Mercer does not believe in haunted microwaves. This new vigilante is under the name Microwave, despite his protests. God, he wishes this had just been Toshinori's boy stirring up trouble. If this somehow is Toshinori's fault, now Masa will kick his ass. Assault charges be damned. Makoto's vigilantes were frustrating, but at least they weren't flying ghost microwaves. The vigilantes decide to visit 9th for a while, just to make sure the quirk transferred correctly. They follow him to a mall, where he and his friends are shopping for an upcoming training camp. Shigaraki Tomura appears at the mall, and the vestiges see their chance. They slip through Kurigiri's portal and infiltrate the League space. Shigaraki pulls down his hood once inside. "Is that my grandson?" Kurigiri stands behind the bar, cleaning glasses. He looks up when he notices something out of place. Did they always have a microwave? "Ignore it, ignore it, ignore it, ignore it," frantically urges the ghost of Shirakuma Oburo. Kurigiri pauses for a moment, but ultimately shrugs it off. Perhaps Tomura brought it in. Oburo gives himself a ghost high five. He just saved his 8 new ghost buddies. "Good morning, League. I bought chicken nuggets," shouts Hawks, who does indeed have a box of frozen chicken nuggets. "I'm not heating those for you," grumbles Darby. "No problem. I'll just use the microwave." "What microwave?" "That microwave," Hawks points. The microwave looms in the corner. Darby scrunches his face. "Since when do we have a microwave?" "For a while now. You didn't notice? Hawk says, searching for a plate to heat the nuggets on. Who got us the microwave? Dunno, Kurogiri probably. Why are you so worked up over this microwave? I don't like it. It's suspicious. I think I'll incinerate it. Darby's hands light up with a blue flame. He turns back to the microwave, which is now surrounded by a thick fog and sparkling with green lightning. Darby blanches. Never mind, the microwave can say. Good choice, whispers 8 concerted voices. Ah, I found it. Hawks turns to the microwave and puts in his newly plated food. He presses the buttons, then deflates. Oh man, it isn't working. Darby watches on in horror as Hawks attempts percussive maintenance on the obviously haunted appliance. He gets the impression that the microwave is laughing. Somebody help me. I need love advice. Himiko complains to the room at large. Himiko looks around. How rude. They're all ignoring her. What about you, Microwave-san? Do you know how I can get them to like me back? Himiko slumps down next to the microwave. Try not to be a Microwave-san is cut off by what sounds like a scuffle. It continues in a different voice. I know exactly what you need to do. Sell information to the heroes. Your crush will find it very cute. Himiko gasps. Microwave-san, you're a genius. In yet another voice it adds, if you need a hero contact, I recommend Vlad King. Himiko slimes. Oh, thank you, Microwave-san. Himiko hugs Microwave-san before skipping away. Third smiles smugly as he high-fives 8.5 ghosts. And that's how it's done. You didn't need to interrupt me. I had a plan, First complains. He gets several dubious looks in response. Tomura does a double take. Did anyone else see the microwave display spelling out I love you, grandson? Compress bites into his food, then spits it back out. It's half cold and half hot, like that kid from UA. That microwave doesn't cook evenly. Why do we keep it? Darby slaps a hand over his mouth and hisses, Shut up, it might hear you. It cooks just fine for me, says Tomura. All for One voice crackles through the TV. Tomura. The TV is hit by a high-speed projectile. Darby, did you shoot the TV again? Tomura shouts. Twice skips into the room. This microwave is great. It recommended me some therapist I could go to for my obvious issues. I hate it. Tomura stares incredulously. You're seriously taking life advice from an inanimate object? Of course, duh. Moonfish sees the microwave upon entering the room. Can I microwave my human flesh? Moonfish is immediately accelerated through the ceiling. Spinner looks at the microwave in the corner, knowing they are more than they seem. He's seen them talk to people. He walks up to them. That mutation quirk must be very hard to deal with. I too have experienced hardship due to my mutations. He commiserates. They choose not to respond. I understand. Spinner nods sagely. I have a gun, shouts Mustard. The microwave flies over to him, growing black tendrils to restrain them and confiscate the gun. It uses another tendril to pat him on the head condescendingly. Aww. Mustard frowns. Magni walks into the room and sees the flying microwave. You know what? I quit. She walks right back out. Muscular grins savagely. Alright, let's kill some children. He is encased with black tendrils and violently shaken around. Nobody repeats the suggestion. Getting kidnapped was shit, but what's really irritating Katsuki right now is the microwave. He's not sure why, but it reminds him of Deku. Also, Bloodbitch has been whispering to the thing for the past hour, and it's really grating on his nerves. The way he is positioned, he can't even fucking look away. He's pretty sure he's fucking hallucinating, because he's definitely hearing the microwave whisper back. God damn it, if I wasn't restrained, I'd blast you and your stupid microwave to high hell. Katsuki shouts. Hey, be nice to them, Spinner admonishes. What the fuck? He's definitely hallucinating, because the microwave now displays it's going to be okay. Even the fucking microwave is looking down on him. Katsuki sees for an indeterminate amount of time. Then the heroes arrive and everything goes to shit. When Katsuki is dragged to Kamino with the rest of the League members, Bloodbitch immediately grabs him and makes a run for it. Put me fucking down, you shitty extra, he shouts. Relax, Blasty, I'm just gonna give you right back to your friends. True to her word, she drags him to a group of his friends who were there for some reason, and they all go to a police station together. When they ask, she turns herself in. She cheerfully replies, Microwave-san told me to. All for one is irritated that the hostage got taken. But no matter, he still has more than enough power to finish what he started with All Might. All for one senses something approaching at high speed. There he is now. What he is not expecting is for the high-speed object to be a microwave. It embeds itself into the crater he had created. What now? All for one steps forward to take a look. The microwave bursts forth in a mass of tendrils and smoke, flying right at All for One. Even through his infrared vision quirk, it feels like he's staring down his brother. Tomura cries out when Sensei is attacked by the microwave. Damn it, he knew something was strange about it. Help, Sensei! Tomura commands the remaining members of the League. All Might's one thing, but there's no fucking way I'm going against the microwave. Darby sprints away. Twice shakes his head. I owe too much to the microwave. I can't fight it. I don't owe it anything. I'm sitting out on my own volition. I'm also on the side of my mutation-quirked friend. Spinner agrees. It isn't worth it. Compress pats Tomura's shoulder consolingly, then holds him away as he tries to strangle him. The next day, the news outlets are flooded with a vigilante microwave who infiltrated the League of Villains and took down their leader. But a hero's work is never done, and this is only the beginning of Microwave's exploits. Somewhere in Mustafu, Namasa needs a drink. Chapter 3. A true friend will help you hide the microwave. Izuku is having the best day of his life, even better than the day he got accepted into UA, or the day he got his hero license, or the day he finally pried the super rare 10th anniversary All Might poster from Night Eye's cold, dead hands. The man technically said he could, because today he's been offered the rarest piece of All Might merch there is. Short of kidnapping the man himself, he's been offered one for all. Yes, yes, of course, Izuku shouts. This is everything he's ever dreamed of. All Might seems a little put off by his quick acceptance. My boy, that wasn't all I had to say. That would explain it. Do you remember the villain by the name of All for One who surfaced during your school years? Izuku nods. Well, the history of this quirk is a long and unfortunate one. He then proceeds to explain how the quirk came to be and how every user before him has died to the quirk-stealing supervillain All for One. I see. That is a problem, Izuku mutters. So you see, my boy, you must think long and hard about this decision. I accept. How do you transfer the quirk? Physical contact? Maybe DNA? My boy, I urge you to consider this from all angles. I've considered it. I accept. Please tell me about the quirk transfer. Izuku gives All Might his best puppy dog eyes until he gives in. All Might sighs. Well, my boy, I must give you a microwave to transfer the quirk. A microwave? And you just hand it to me? Not necessarily. I must have the microwave at some point and willingly give it to you as a gift. I could mail it and it'll still work. This definitely will be a problem. What will be a problem, young Midoriya? If you already have a microwave, I can get you a new one. Well, you just give me a microwave for no reason would be suspicious. If we don't want All for One to know about the quirk transfer, we need an excuse. All Might looks at him strangely. My boy, I don't think... What reason would you give someone a microwave? It's not like kitchen appliances are a common gift. Well, I could just... I know what to do. Izuku has a plan. He walks into the break room at the agency and spots his target. Hey Shoto, will you marry me? It was perfect. Kitchen appliances are common wedding gifts, so it wouldn't be strange for All Might to give him one. Nobody would ever suspect the marriage to be front for a quirk transfer. Shoto, sitting on a ratty couch in the break room at the Hero Agency, looks up from the case file he'd been reading. Why? Izuku planned for this. Of course, Shoto would be curious. Unfortunately, he couldn't simply tell the truth and give away All Might's 200-year-old secret. No, he'd only tell Shoto part of the truth. I need to get a microwave from All Might as a wedding present. And he couldn't just give it to you normally? And seem extremely suspicious to All for One? No. Shoto shrugs. Okay. Izuku knew Shoto was the perfect person to ask. Just to be clear, we'll plan the wedding to piss off my old man as much as possible, Shoto adds. Well, duh. The next few days are a blur of planning. Todoroki insists that they spend as much of Endeavor's money as possible, and it turns out Endeavor has a lot of money to spend. He's trying to find a venue that'll both be ridiculously expensive and piss off their target, but he has yet to find the perfect one. He runs into the room. The grin he wears means he has an idea that is either great or terrible. Izuku, All Might your dad, right? Izuku gets flustered. What? No! Semantics. The point is, you're close, right? Well, I guess. And he'd probably do anything if you asked nicely enough. I wouldn't say that. You don't need to say it for it to be true. Anyway, don't you see the opportunity this presents? Call him right now. For what? Todoroki's grin widens. We're gonna rent out Might Tower. Izuku has no idea why All Might agrees to host the wedding at his agency, but if it makes Shoto happy, he's not opposed to it. Now that they have a venue, they choose a date and begin to figure out the food, decor, entertainment, etc. A lot of this is just Shoto throwing money at his friends and telling them to run wild, which is definitely one way to get things done. He contacts several of their ex-classmates in his quest to make the most insane, cluttered mess of a wedding possible. They're all very supportive of this plan. Okay, so we have Ayama for entertainment, Jiro for music, Sue for decor, Sato is baking the cake. Who do we have for catering? Izuku asks, checking off the items on his list. I don't know. Shinzo said he also wants to get his hand on the cake. Noted. What about Shoji? He said he wanted to help and we have yet to assign him, answers Izuku. Shoto perks up. I know exactly who to hire for catering. What? Who? Shoto is already dialing the number on his phone. He holds it up to his ear. This is Shoto. We're looking for a caterer for the wedding. Izuku leans forward, trying to get a look at the caller ID. Yes, make us a mad banquet of darkness. It's Tokiyami. Hey Shoto, Izuku calls. Are you gonna take my family name? Oh, I forgot that was a thing. Yes, please. Okay. Wait, I changed my mind. You'd rather stay at Todoroki then? No, of course not. I want your dad's family name. My dad's family name is also Midoriya. Other dad, I want to be a Yagi. Shoto. Don't worry, you can have my mum's name, Himura, in return. But he's not... Izuku starts, but before he can finish, Shoto grabs his arms, drags him halfway across the city to All Might's office. Father-in-law, I wish to get your family name for this marriage. Father-in-law? All Might asks, bamboozled. At the same time, Izuku buries his, now bright red, face in his hands. You're my fiancé's dad, Shoto states matter-of-factly. My boy, do you really see me that way? All Might asks Izuku, eyes brimming with hope. Izuku lifts his head enough to squeak, yes, before burying it again. Then All Might gives a smile even brighter than his usual grins, and says, well, the feeling is mutual. Shoto gives them a moment to hug it out, because he's not completely ignorant to social cues, no matter what anyone says. Once he's decided it's been long enough, he interjects. So, I can be a Yagi once we get married? All Might turns his dazzling grin to Shoto. Sure, whatever you want. When Izuku later recounts this experience to his mother, she has to hold back laughter. So, what you're saying, Inko smirks, is that you married into Toshinori's family. Mom, Izuku groans. I'm just saying, he's been coming to family dinners for years. It's about time you realized. Izuku splutters because he doesn't have an argument to refute her. They soon make a public announcement of their impending ceremony. and that is how Endeavor finds out his son is getting married. Chideku. His resulting screech is heard all across Japan. The day of the wedding comes quickly. Everyone gets outfitted in the nicest clothes, and/or the worst knockoff Endeavor merch they could find. The floor of the tower they reserved for the wedding is decorated beautifully. It is half flooded and covered in lily pads. The theme is ice, so there's also a lot of fake snow everywhere. Jiro brought in her band, and they blasted heavy metal music, which adds to the cheerful atmosphere. The night is young, spirits are high, and Mineta is sealed inside the disco ball like an ancient curse. Endeavor walks into the venue, and his face purples at the sight. Shoto goes to greet him. "Father, how kind of you to come." "Shoto, what is this?" Endeavor growls. "It's a wedding." "A wedding?" Endeavor's eyes twitch. "And what part of this is even minutely resembling a traditional wedding?" "Ah, yes. I know it was your wish for me to have a traditional wedding, so I hired them." Shoto points to a group of people dressed in black and white, one of whom is suspiciously pink and ascetic. Traditional French mimes. Shoto sees Endeavor trying to maintain his decorum as his jaw clenches and his beard flares up. "I see," Endeavor grits out, turning to walk away. Shoto snickers, because if he keeps going that direction, he'll catch sight of the cake, which is decorated with anti-Endeavor graffiti. Zero swings around, taking blurry photos of everything going on. He jumps between the trees they brought up to decorate the incredibly spacious room. He accidentally knocks somebody out of the trees, and they fall on top of Shoto's brother. Whoops. Hopefully, they're okay. He stops on the ground to catch a close-up of Endeavor's face, and that's where Kaminari catches him. "Hey Zero, where's Aizawa?" "Under the snack table, why?" "What? Get him out here. He needs to officiate the wedding in like 2 minutes. Kaminari hisses, alarmed. "He's asleep, man. I can't wake him up. You know how heavy of a sleeper he is." Kaminari phone buzzes. "Oh crap, Jiro needs me." "Wait, what do I do about Aizawa?" rushes Zero. "I don't know. Weekend at Bernie's him or something. Just make sure he's there," Kaminari says before dashing off. Zero stands there abandoned, with one thought on his mind. What does he mean by weekend at Bernie's? Everyone had been pressuring Natsuo to do a speech as Shoto's older brother, so it's actually a stroke of luck when somebody crashes quite literally into the conversation. What's even luckier is when he sees who it is. Natsuo grins. Right on time. He drags the befuddled man onto the stage, introduces him. "And now we're going to hear the speech from Shoto's oldest brother, Toya." He's met with a round of applause and a betrayed look from Toya. Natsuo has no sympathy for him. That's what he gets for pretending to be dead. Saku Atsuhiro, better known as Compress, finds himself in a precarious position. When he isn't performing villainy, he's a normal magician. He performs at parties, occasionally does shows. His act very much relies on his quirk, making things disappear and reappear in a flash. The other day, he received a request to perform at an event, and he accepted because it didn't seem like it'd be an issue. He curses his past self, who was a naive fool. Now he's performing while surrounded by pro heroes. He can't use his quirk in case they notice and recognize it, so he's stuck to doing only tricks which don't incorporate his quirk while he sweats bullets. He's used the same 5 lame card tricks this whole time, and people are starting to get disgruntled. Atsuhiro nearly passes out from relief when they announce the start of the ceremony. Now he has time to quickly Google some other lame card tricks to use for the remaining 3 hours he was hired to be here. The ceremony is ridiculously theatrical. There are light effects, and nearly everything in the room is shiny. Instead of a normal wedding march, they play the theme song from the animated series All Might Adventures. Izuku stands in his hero costume next to his parental figure, All Might, while Shoto enters the room. Shoto also wears his hero costume, but while he walks to the front, his clothes transform into an ice dress like Elsa from Frozen. When he reaches Izuku, everyone stands awkwardly for a moment. The officiant is nowhere to be seen. "Wait, there's the officiant," calls someone, pointing up. Up above them, slowly descending from the ridiculously high ceiling, dangling from a piece of tape, is a yellow caterpillar thing. Some of the guests, namely UA alumni, recognize it as Aizawa in his sleeping bag. Also on the ceiling, Sarah is inexpertly concealed by the disco ball. He begins the most pathetic attempt at ventriloquism anybody in the crowd has ever seen. Pushing the pieces of tape, Aizawa is suspended while saying, "I'm here to officiate. Me being up here was a logical ruse." Nobody buys it for a second, but the wedding continues anyway. Zero, as Aizawa, recites all the appropriate lines and eventually says, "Speak now, or forever hold your peace." "I object!" A figure jumps up from the row of seated guests. It's none other than Stain, the hero killer. Shoto has not proven to be a true hero, and I cannot in good conscience let Deku get married to a fake like that. Everyone boos, and several people pick up the fake snow to make snowballs and throw them at Stain. This does not deter him. What deters him is when he looks back to the front row. "Wait, is that All Might? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Is that your son? I'm so sorry." He sits back down, staring at his nice shoes abashed, and does not interrupt again. They are married without issue, and everybody applauds. Yoroshi cheers as loudly as he can, directly behind Endeavor, causing him to spill his drink. Zero gets a little too enthusiastic with his applause, and dislodges the disco ball. He's able to swing away before it falls, but the entire thing crashes down to the floor. From the rubble on the floor, a figure emerges, a terrible and disturbing entity with a lecherous grin. Guests scream and scramble away from the wreckage, running out through the emergency exits at record speed. From the crowd emerges a fed-up Sako Atsuhiro. He walks up to the beasts, and in 1 second he performs the best magic trick he's done all night. He makes Mineta disappear. Everyone freezes. "The evil is defeated!" Someone cheers before the rest of the guests join in. Yaoyorozu approaches their savior and shakes his hand. "Thank you so much for what you've done. I speak for my fellow pro heroines. We thank you so much for what you've done. When I say this, good riddance. Please accept this token of our gratitude. She produces a credit card loaded with tens of millions of yen before leaving it in Sako's hand. Sako's brain shuts down and reboots because the Yarurozu heir, who has a legitimate claim and could feasibly get 10 million yen, just handed him 10 million yen. Shoto's voice sounds over the speakers. Now that that's been settled, I have a couple of announcements to make about my hero career. Everyone's attention turns to the front of the room where he stands, now holding a microwave. I am now officially changing my hero costume to this ice dress. I have also come to realize that a hero named Shoto is no longer the sort of image I want to be putting out. It's too informal to let the public call me by my given name. I decided from now on my hero name will be my family name, Yagi. At this point, Monoma crashes in through the window. Ha! I've borrowed a gecko quirk to scale this building and thought your partying plans, Class A, and now, what the fuck is going here? With a great celebration comes a great mess, and this wedding was one for the ages. Naturally, dozens of people are there the next day to help with the cleanup. Shoto, help me carry this down. Izuku gestures to a stack of gifts. At the bottom of the stack is a certain microwave. Izuku grabs one end and Shoto grabs the other. On 3, we lift. 1, 2, 3. Izuku is cut off by a yelp as they lift, and the gifts, microwave and all, go flying, punching a hole straight through the ceiling. The two of them waver, then both fall on their back. Between them, they have 4 broken arms. What was that? Calls Uraka, running over to them from where Kirishima and Bakugo had started a brawl yesterday. When she sees them lying there, she gets an incredulous expression. I don't know, answers Shoto. At the same time, Izuku responds, hysterical strength? Uraka rounds on them. She crosses her arms expectantly. You've got some explaining to do. Hey guys.